What up, Bulls Nation? We got live CHGO Bulls postgame right around the corner. The Bulls just got abducted by an alien.
I see what he did.
What looked like it was about to be a great team effort win in the absence of Josh Giddey, as well as Kobe White, turned into a heartbreaker as Victor Wembanyama owns the fourth quarter. We'll break it down next. What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome into CHGO Bulls postgame. Coming to you live from our studios here in West Loop, downtown Chicago. CHGO Bulls postgame presented by Michelob Ultra and Bet365. The delicious taste of victory deserves something equally superior. Cheer on your team with Michelob Ultra and download that Bet365 app. Use promo code CHGO365 whenever you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Peck. Bulls_Peck. That's Big Dave. Bam! BWL Sports. Joey C. on the controls. What up, Joe?
Man, whatever this superstar thing is, give me some of that.
Give me that.
Yeah. Hold that thought. Gottlieb will join us later on in tonight's postgame to help us break this one down and let us know what he heard from Billy and the players after the loss. Yeah, shout out to Wayne Randazzo, who mentioned a couple times in the fourth quarter as Wemby was owning things that this is a bit of a trend here. Last Bulls 3 games, all losses, owned in the fourth quarter by some of the league's biggest and brightest stars. You got trucked by Giannis in Milwaukee on Friday night. He owned the fourth quarter. Mm-hmm. You got Donovan Mitchell on Saturday in Cleveland. Mm-hmm. And tonight, on their home floor, they look like they have a what would have been quality, impressive team win in the bag. Up 9 going to the fourth. And then even though the Spurs kind of chipped into that steadily throughout the fourth, anytime it looked like the Spurs were going to make it a one-possession game, the Bulls had an answer. How big was that IO 3, at the break? Huge. My goodness, buckets everywhere. Contributions, Trey Jones making tough buckets down the stretch. Kevin Huerter doing his thing. And then one too many misses on the Bulls' offensive end, and on the other end, they held Wemby in check, kind of, for 3 quarters. And then Wemby owned the fourth.
Yeah. Wemby, was hovering around, in his UFO for the first 3 quarters. And then when he landed, he said, "Take me to your leader." And then they said, "Sir, you are the leader."
Or welcome to Earth. Or what's the flip of the welcome to Earth?
He didn't Will Smith him. He was pure alien. He just had the blue beam of light that exploded everything.
Could have been at a barbecue.
You feel me? He was the alien tonight, man. I mean, what? I can't wait to talk to Goat and ask him what that was like watching that up close. Because you know me, Matt. Matt heard me the entire game yelling at this alien specimen. Why the hell aren't you in the paint doing what you're supposed to be doing? And then I realized what he was doing. He was chilling. I don't like the fact he was chilling. I'd rather him do that in the entire game because, again, I'm selfish. I grew up with Michael Jordan. I like watching greatness the entire 4 quarters. Not to say he wasn't great. He was awesome. But I was like, there's got to be another level he can go to. And he was like, yeah, there is. I'm about to show it to you. Because then he started getting it free throw line extended. Then he started getting it in the paint, on the left side or the right side of the paint. And then just working and going straight to work. Step backs, crossovers, layups. The dunk he got after Castle threw him the ball and he wasn't even looking at the rim. And he dunked it on Jalen Smith for an and one. It's absolutely insane. And then the threes that he hit to seal the game. And that's when I was screaming, yes. When he had the ball, Matt, you'll attest to it. I was like, yes, do whatever you want to do. I was like, do whatever you want to do, sir. You are the superstar. Do whatever you want to do. I think I would like to take a 3. There you are. I think I'd like to take another one. There it is.
Bang.
You know that? Bang. Puts it in. That's what he was doing, man. So, I mean, it was phenomenal to watch that kind of superstar because you're right, Matt. the Bulls had this. I mean, they had it. It was theirs. And they had just hit that. Ayo hits a huge shot. Ayo was amazing.
Massive.
For the Bulls tonight, man. What a player he is for this Chicago Bulls team. When anything is going wrong, you give the ball to Dosunmu, man, and he will make something happen. He is absolutely outstanding for the Bulls. I'm so glad he's here. Kevin Huerter, I thought, was awesome for the Bulls again tonight. I said in the pregame, you're going to need his scoring tonight. I know he can do all the little things, but we need some scoring tonight. 23 big points from him tonight, 4 of 9 from the three-point line. That is 44%, ladies and gentlemen.
Big time.
That's getting it done right there. I said I needed some scoring from Vooch. He gave you 11. He hit the threes early to kind of keep it a little balanced. But it wasn't like he didn't stand out. I mean, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say it like that. It wasn't like he was just trash. Is what I'm trying to say. He wasn't trash.
Quiet night.
Just a quiet night. Very nicely said. Yes. Miles Buzelis. Yes. We'll get deeper into him and what he did, but 15 points for him, which was big. But Jalen Smith, man. Jalen Smith was really key for the Bulls, especially in the first half when he had 11 points and 12 rebounds and 2 assists is what he's finished with. He was awesome for the Chicago Bulls, man, and he really kept them in the game. The bench did a great job. So, yes, on paper, you did everything you're supposed to do. You did everything right. Guys were making the right passes. The Bulls' offense is so much more fun to watch. I mean, I wrote in the rundown of the game that we had that you can read right now on allchgo.com. I wrote in there that it's like watching them play Tetris or chess, and it's so much fun to sit there and watch them do that. So they did all that awesome stuff, but there is nothing you can't plan for, you can't do anything about when a superstar says, I'm taking over. There's nothing you can do about it. It just happens to you. Whatever defense you want to present to him, however you want to foul him, however you want to try to stop him, it just doesn't work when they decide that it's their game. Like you said, Donovan Mitchell, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and now Victor Wembanyama. I mean, those are 3 just either above star or superstar players. However you want to categorize them, it's up to you. But those are superstar people, man. It's a superstar league, y'all. Like, that's what it is. Like my man Anthony just said, it's a superstar league. And so when you got one of those superstars and good players around them, you just get them to the point where they can win the game for you. Yeah. And that's exactly what happened tonight with Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, and shout out to not only Anthony, but everybody hanging out in that chat with us on a Monday night. Hit the like button. Even though the Bulls lost, you can still share the joy. Throw us a super chat if you're feeling so inclined and feeling generous tonight. The Superstar League thing, look, it's a 3-game trend. Yeah. But it's, I think, something that will remind the Bulls every night when they lose a game that's a winnable game in the fourth quarter, because the team that they're playing against has a superstar that goes off and says, my team is winning this game, and I'm going to make sure that happens. And I saw somebody in the chat, I think it was maybe our guy Paul, who's always hanging out, saying, you know, I'm not panicking. I want to see, before I admit the whole Superstar League thing, what if the Bulls have Giddey and Kobe in this game against the Spurs tonight? Maybe they get that win. Maybe. Okay. The Bulls are one of 30 teams, all of which deal with injuries throughout every season. Yeah. I am never looking at, well, the Bulls didn't have fill-in-the-blank player tonight. Because guess what? You got 82 games. You got to play all 82 games. You play who's available. But if you're starting from, hey, we got to do everything by committee. This has got to be a team effort. We got to run harder. We got to play harder. We got to play more physically. Because talent-wise, we're David and they're Goliath most nights when you're talking about superstars versus superstars in this star-driven league. Sure. And some people wondered why I kick and scream as often as I do and through large parts of the offseason about I'm not saying that Kobe ain't a good player. I'm not saying that Josh Giddey ain't a good player. I'm saying who is this team's that guy and why I want so badly for Modest Buzelis to grow into that guy, because I think until the Bulls find that guy, they're going to watch scripts play out just like this one, just like the one on Friday, just like the one on Saturday.
Yeah, and if we can all admit for just 1 second, like a little reality spray, right, that let's say Josh Giddey is maybe a budding star, right? Let's say Kobe White is a very good player. Modest maybe one day will become a star. I don't think anyone's going to say that any 3 of those guys is a superstar. And one of the flaws with this plan is when you have this 10-deep rotation of really, really good players, Yes, injuries happen and other guys have to step up. But if your top guys are, let's just say, 2s and 3s, and then they can't play, then you're running 4, 5s, and 6s out there, and that 10 suddenly gets really, really thin. And unfortunately, this plan of 10 deep, rotating everybody in, it was a group effort tonight. We got a lot of great contributions from a lot of Bulls tonight, and they still came up short. So it just exposed a little bit of that formula that I don't think is going to necessarily always work, and tonight it caught them.
Well, even in that case, what you were presenting, Matt, about injuries, I mean, the Spurs didn't have Harper out there, and Vassell got injured in the third quarter, and he didn't finish the game. So injuries are going to happen. They're going to occur, but it's a superstar league. It's like that. And like I said, I really enjoyed watching the Bulls play. Like, this is the most fun I've had watching the Bulls play basketball since they first got Lonzo. Like, it really is. Like, every game, I'm really enjoying the ball movement and how they're playing and all these little things they're doing. And Matt's right. Like, they have to play hard. And Billy has said this. They have to play hard. They have to play tough. And they have to play right every single night to give themselves a chance because they are devoid of certain talents on their team. So that's what they've been doing. And it's been working really, really well. You knew that they weren't going to stay up there forever. I mean, it was a gauntlet-ass schedule that they're playing right now, and it's still going through it. I mean, they got another tough team coming up, and we'll get in that another time, talking about what Cade Cunningham did, a.k.a., baby Allen Iverson with them shot attempts tonight, man. But it's what it is in the league, man. That's what it's always been. Yes, you got to have that team. You got to have those guys backing them up. I mean, look how much better Wembanyama is with the talent surrounding him. Mm-hmm. Dude, Stephon Castle, oh my God. That dude is a monster. Johnson is a beast. Harrison Barnes is still in shape doing his thing out there. We saw Luke Cornett, a.k.a. Robert Horry, out there having a field day, running to the rim, getting alley-oops and deterring shots. So, yeah, everybody needs a team. But, man, bro, I'm telling you, you have got to have that dude. And that's all it is about right now. But the Bulls I still think they can still get by, just depending on not where people might think they are, like as far as, this team is a 2 seed or anything like that, but where they think that they can go. Mm-hmm. This is still, honestly, it still feels like they can be a playoff team, just from what I'm seeing out there and them playing on the floor, because you're not going to play Victor Wembanyama every night. You're not going to play Giannis every single night. And you're not going to play Donovan Mitchell every night. You're going to play them more than others because 2 of them are in your division.
Say, those last 2 you see 4 times a year.
You're going to put them in the division. But I think the Bulls are going to win some of those games too. I just don't think they're going to sweep them like that. But in general, they're better than some of the other teams in their conference, that they can keep racking those wins and stacking those wins and catching some of these teams off guard. But you're going to have to accept this on some nights, man, that superstars are just going to beat you. And that's just what it is sometimes. So until we find that right there, that's what it's going to be on some of these nights.
And that's why I said, at the top of the show, if the Bulls pulled this out and managed to do so without Kobe White, without Josh Giddey, that is a damn impressive win.
Very.
If the Bulls win this game, you can look at that and say, that is a benchmark win of our philosophy. What we're trying to do every night is a system that works.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who's in there. It's the same thing that people were talking about when the Bulls were 5-0 without Kobe White.
Right.
Does this say something about how valuable of a player Kobe White is, or about the Bulls system working?
Yeah.
And it's not about one guy. It's about the team. It's about depth. The Bulls bench again tonight, cooking. One of the most productive bench units in the entire NBA out of the gate. I think Casey Johnson mentioned that they were third in one of his sideline hits tonight in bench scoring. That's great. South Garcon in the chat, I don't know, the South MU. Did you change your handle? Is that the same person? This is my issue with these narratives. Sure, is talent important? Absolutely. Do you still need to do things like coach, make good subs, read the freaking game? Hell yes. Those all sound like accusations thrown at Billy Donovan. Shocker. I saw other people, again, asking, like Saturday night, about Jalen Smith and whether or not he should have been in larger stretches of that fourth quarter. I think on Saturday, I wasn't necessarily disagreeing with that notion. I was just explaining, hey, Billy trusts Vooch. Billy's going to rock with Vooch.
No, I was explaining it with you. I got you.
The way that Jalen was playing as well, if not even better tonight than he was on Saturday.
Yeah.
And also seeing the Spurs go too big with Wemby and Cornett out there at the same time.
Yeah.
I think maybe it's not a matter of benching Vooch. I think the question of whether or not Jalen Smith should have been out there is a fair one.
There it is.
Is
right
a
there.
fair one.
It's a fair question.
He gave Wemby some tough times.
He did.
Jalen Smith tonight.
He did, man.
Credit to him.
And he took it to him too.
Yeah.
Like, man, he went inside several times against him, man.
And Wemby crossed Vooch up at the top of the key on that
vicious,
three. Like,
vicious stuff.
It was rough.
Yeah.
People get crossed up sometimes. It happens. You guys remember Saturday? With that, let us knock out our first ad break. We will come back on the other side, continue to dive into this one. We will still hear from Willie Gottlieb after this one and what he heard from Billy and the players. Hit the like button while you listen to these words from our friends and sponsors. CHGO Bulls is brought to you by Bet365. And right now, with that Bet365 early payout offer, you are a winner if your football team goes up by 17 points with an instant payout on straight bets and parlay selections marked as winners. Plenty of the late afternoon games yesterday would have hit you because that was blowout on top of blowout on top of blowout. Download the app. Use promo code CHGO365 when you sign up. Thursday Night Football offers a $10 safety net bet. Sunday Night Football, $365,000 jackpot you can get in on. And Monday Night Football, as tonight, offers a 50% super profit boost token on same game parlays. Double your winnings on parlays with Bet365's 100% payout parlay boost. What are you waiting for? Download the Bet365 app. Be sure to use promo code CHGO365 when you sign up, because when you do, you'll also capitalize on that offer of getting $200 in bonus bets when you make your first $5 bet. Win or lose, don't matter. Promo code CHGO365. Must be 21 and older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You know, winning your softball league once is good. You know, it's nice. Winning it twice, that's great. Back to back.
Woo!
But when you win 3 of them things, you are ultra. Ultra 3-peat? Ultra 3-peat. Oh, we running the softball leagues out here, son. Michelob Ultra. We are Ultra, and that's why the Michelob Ultra is sitting in the cup. Why? 1, 2, 3. This is not a mistake, ladies and gentlemen. Michelob Ultra is delicious. Once it hits your lips, whether it's can or bottle, you're going to be at full throttle. Ooh. Hey, guess what makes it Ultra and what makes Max Peck's mustache so awesome? Well, I'll let him answer that question, but I know what makes it Ultra. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. It's that superior smooth taste worth playing for. Michelob Ultra is also the official American beer sponsor of your CHGO Bulls. So no matter what you're playing for, just make it superior. And who I do that with Michelob Ultra. Be Ultra Magnetic.
We're back. CHGO Bulls postgame rolling along Monday night. Thanks for hanging out with us, Bulls Nation. Despite the loss, we're all here for each other. Hit the like button. Let us now do something we like to call Take the Temp. Taking the Temp is presented by our friends at Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric, your trusted local experts. Visit FourSeasonsHeatingCooling.com for other special offers and money-saving coupons. That's FourSeasonsHeatingCooling.com. Dave, let's take the temp on one young modest Buzelis for a second, shall we? I saw a great comment from one of our regulars. I think it was Yuda who maybe said it. Something like, I don't want to be that guy, but can you find that one, Joe? I'm going to scroll. Something about Modest needing to play better. Yuda. Got it right here. There you go. I don't want to be that guy, says Yuda, but Modest needs to do a lot better. Looking far from most improved player and DPOY, which he said he wanted to do. He said he wanted to be coached like an all defensive caliber player, not DPOY, just, minor clarification, but let's not accuse Modest of saying things he didn't say. Right. But I think either way, the point is valid because we saw bright moments from Modest tonight.
We did.
We saw moments where he was active, where you felt him on the floor, knocking down a couple of threes, pull up threes in transition. Couple of times trying to aggressively get to the basket. And we also saw some kind of what I would describe as checked out stretches from Modest. And that, I don't know if it's checked out. I don't know if it's frustration. And look, did he have a tough assignment at times tonight? Yeah.
Of course.
It's hard to stay in front of Wemby and not let him score. Modest was one of several Bulls who tried and mostly failed at that tonight. But I don't know. There's just something in this recent stretch of games where you're just not seeing as much growth and dominance as you want from Modest. Not to suggest that he needs to be dominant on the floor at all times, but we've seen him have dominant nights where he shows you the whole repertoire of what he can do with the ball. And you also have seen really bright, shiny moments from him on the defensive end. And tonight, it was just another kind of like, game from Modest. And maybe that's Bulls fans being selfish for wanting more, but it's another L, and it's another game where you're like, okay, Modest 15, not bad. Would have liked more.
Yeah. And shout out to Liam who said that too about Modest. Don't want to leave you out of there. So.
Shout out Liam.
I'm trying to word this. Like, it's not a freak out at all. I'm not like, that's not how I feel at all about it. I want to think of a better word than disappointed, because I don't think I'm disappointed, but I think the word I'm landing on is perturbed.
Okay.
I'm a little perturbed.
That's a good word choice.
By what I'm seeing out there.
Is vexed?
Vexed is a little too harsh.
Okay.
That's a little too over the, but perturbed. You know what I mean? Just a little, disturbed by it a little bit. I did not like his body language out there in that first half, man. He looked like somebody, and that's why I said, ooh, you said checked out, because I think that's fair to say. And it just looked like he wasn't there in that first half. He looked, I don't know, man, just like Wemby's, ray from his UFO was messing with his brain or something like that. But he just did not look like he was there, and he didn't look comfortable in his game. He looked different in the second half. I'll give him that. In that third quarter, he came out much more aggressive, hitting a couple threes, like you stated, getting to the rim a little bit more, and he ended up with 15 points, which is, like you said, nice, okay, that's cool and stuff like that. But, even the 5 rebounds I'm happy about. Even the free throws I'll take, because he got there 4 times. I'll take those.
Better than only 2 on Saturday.
Exactly. Way better than only 2. My goodness. But, again, was in foul trouble early in this game. Ended up with 4 fouls. Was on the bench in the fourth quarter. That is something that I don't like at all. And I'm not mad at Billy for putting him on the bench in the fourth quarter. I'm just saying I don't like it at all, that's an option. I don't want that to be an option for him. I'm like, no, bro, you need to be out there in the fourth quarter. I don't want to treat you like Billy was doing Giddey last season when he first got here, saying, no, man, you got to be on the bench because you're not giving us what we need defensively.
Right.
And it turned into, I don't care what you don't give us defensively. You're awesome. You get out there on the floor and you help us win the game. That's what I want from Modest. That's why I'm looking at these matchups when Wemby comes to town. I'm like, okay, well, here goes your best. Here goes one of our best. Let's put him up against there. Let's get him in there to learn in those situations. And to have him on the bench like that, I was like, damn. But I understood it. I did. I got it. I just didn't like it. And I'm looking at Modest when I do those things. I'm not looking at Billy. I'm looking at Modest, man. I expect more from him, and he expects more from himself. And I want him just to be better and more in tune with what's going on the floor, because sometimes it just looks like he's not there, and he definitely looked like that in that first half, Joey C.
Have the early fouls in some of these games kind of sapped some of, like, you would maybe call enthusiasm or the confidence?
I mean, maybe it could be a possibility, but so damn what?
No, you gotta play,
like, he's got to get through
young,
that.
Young players got to play more careful.
Yeah,
you
man.
got to play through it. Like, sometimes it gets in your head. You get emotional.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden you're starting to maybe get yourself out of the focus that's needed in the game.
Doubt yourself and things like that. But what does that mean with the fourth quarter when the coach is taking you out? You know what I'm saying? And you got 4 fouls. That means you got 2 extras left. You know what I mean? Like, and coach is still like, nah, I'd rather have Lee up in here. No, bro, that should not be the case.
And Dr. Professor in the chat said, I mean, when Billy goes with P. Will over Modest for defense, it's a tough look.
It's a tough look, bro.
I don't know if you mean a tough look for Billy or a tough look for Modest, or maybe both.
The answer is yes.
Yeah, because I think the answer is yes. Either way you slice that one. But that's I think, the point. And I don't want to sell it short. Like, Modest had a terrible night tonight. He didn't.
No, he didn't.
He got an efficient 15 points.
Yes,
above
he did.
50% from the field. You mentioned he got to the free throw line. He did a little bit of work on the boards.
Right.
That one baseline move he had, that up and under baseline move on Wemby.
Ooh, that was
with
mean.
the finish. It was beautiful. That's one of those little tingly Modest moments.
Yes.
You know?
Modest
He
tingles.
raises the hair on the back of my neck a little bit.
Chin,
And I'm
chin,
like,
chin.
okay, I see you. I see you, young fella.
Yes.
But it's the fact that the fourth quarter
Yeah.
of a tight game, of a winnable game,
Yeah.
a game you want to win, and Billy doesn't have the faith in Modest, based on what he's done so far that night, to be one of the final 5 out there.
Yeah.
Because this Bulls fan, and I think most Bulls fans, want to believe that Modest is a I'm one of the final 5 unless I have fouled out.
Yeah.
And the game is tight. I am on that floor.
Yeah.
Maybe some people think that's early for somebody who just turned 21 and is in year 2 of his NBA in month 1 of year 2 of his NBA career. Mm-hmm. No, I'm sorry. If you talk the game that Modest talks, then you have to deliver on that talk. You have to, especially when everybody around this team is looking for a winning franchise and somebody to lead it, somebody to be the face of that franchise.
Yeah.
Seems like Modest really wants to be that guy, especially when you have some of the hometown ties that he does.
Yeah.
Bulls fans want to believe in his kid so bad, but there's not being on the floor late in a close game. That to me is the biggest. It's not even a red flag or alarming. It's not something I'm worried about right now.
Right.
It's just an annoying trend over a small group of games.
You know what it is? It's a painful hangnail. That's what it is. Like, it's not life-threatening. You know what I'm saying? It's not messing up your day. You still do your thing. But it's annoying because it hurts when you try to pull it off. But, you got to get it off. But it's annoying, man. And we know that he's better. He knows he's better. But you're right, Matt. And I continue to say this in the offseason. You can say it all you want to. I'm cool with anybody putting it on themselves like that. I have respect for people who put themselves out there like that and who I watch put in the work to try to get to that level like that. But, man, like I tell you, Matt, saying ain't like doing, bro. You gon' talk it. You got to walk it. Those are the rules, So I'm okay with him saying it. I want him to believe it because he make me a believer. Because I'm going to get out there and talk it for you all the time, sir. Absolutely, I'm going to champion Modest Buzelis because I think he's that damn good. But, man, when you have these games like this, we going to call it. We going to say it. You know what I mean? Like, that's only the fairness of it. And I expect him to have a better game on Wednesday. That's all it is. I expect him to be better on Wednesday. I have not liked the performances in these last few games from him, man. He has disappeared from the floor far too much for me. I have forgotten he was on the floor far too many times. He has been on the bench in the fourth quarter, and it's been the right decision. It should never be the right decision to have him off the floor in the fourth quarter, man. For anybody, I don't care who the hell it is, should never be a right decision to have Modest Buzelis on the bench. So, yeah, he's still got a lot to learn. We know he's young, and we're not concerned about the improvement, and we know he's going to do those things. But it's just a little annoying from the things that we're seeing on the floor.
Julia said that, Jalen Smith absolutely should have been out there late over Vooch. USMCDD, Vooch plays zero defense and has played like bleep on offense the past 2 games. Stop the cap.
Okay. King of the youth.
Okay, children. Look, I don't. I would say that on this year program, we maybe defend Vooch and his quality veteran presence and production more so than some.
Okay.
Well, I think a lot of Bulls fans are just ready to be rid of Vooch.
Okay.
And I think they blame a lot of this team's defensive problems on him.
Sure.
Squarely.
Sure.
When defense is kind of a team thing. But if he has a couple of quiet nights offensively, then it really piles on.
Oh, it gets magnified.
It gets piled on.
Yeah, for sure.
And okay, I hear you. I get it. And tonight I'm even saying I'm with you I think Jalen Smith earned his way onto that floor in the fourth quarter.
I agree.
More so than what we saw of him.
I agree.
Even if you want to go the 2 big route because Billy doesn't have it in him to sit Vooch.
That part.
Late in the game. And maybe that's it. And maybe that's the problem. And if you want to blame Billy for that being the problem for Billy, okay. But we're sitting here telling you that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
Billy ain't going to bench Vooch. We're not saying that we didn't think Jalen Smith deserved to play late in that game.
He deserved it.
I think he was faring better against Wemby.
Yes, he was.
Than Vooch was.
Agreed.
I think there's no questioning that. The Billy P's and Q's are what they are.
Yeah, man. Like we said, we talked about it last show when we were here.
Right.
We know what Billy has trust and more faith in Vooch than he does more so in the Jalen Smith. It shouldn't be that way, but we're just going with what we're seeing and why he continues to put him on the floor. Like I said, I'd rather you put them out there when you're playing 2 bigs. I mean, like they were playing Cornette and Wemby. Fine. I'm going to play, Smith and Vooch out here on the floor. So
right.
He deserved a chance, though.
Justin in the chat saying, LOL, we get rid of Vooch, we would be even more screwed. That's the other thing to think about. The Bulls now are 6-4 and a tough little stretch here after the 5-0 start.
Yeah.
Without Vooch, you could be looking at 4-6.
It's true.
You could be looking at 2-8.
It's true.
Y'all.
It's true.
So, okay, yes. Vooch, not a great defender. He got cooked by Wemby tonight. It happens.
Yeah.
All right, let's knock out our second ad break right there, and we will come back, dive into more from tonight's game, and hear from Will to Go Gottlieb. Hit the like button. Even with the L, the like button helps. We'll be right back.
We love y'all. It's Blackhawks and Bulls season on Chicago Sports Network. Visit chsn.com/podcast to sign up for your 7-day free trial of All Access Plan, which gives you over 300 live games per year. Catch every basket and every goal from your mobile device, television, or wherever you watch. CHSN is your home for the Blackhawks and Bulls all season long. Chicago Sports Network, your home stream advantage. CHSN is also available on Xfinity, DirecTV, DirecTV Stream, and Fubo. Visit chsn.com for more details.
CHGO Bulls also brought to you by Four Seasons. Winter isn't coming. Winter has arrived.
Leg presses.
Snow on the ground, ice in the streets.
Jeez.
I don't like it.
Don't like it at all.
But is your home ready for it? That's the most important question. Is your furnace up to the task? If you want to get a tune-up, head to Four Seasons website, call them up, make an appointment, boom.
Bam.
Same-day installation for heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical, and generator needs with no extra charge for nights, weekends, or holidays is what you're going to get from Four Seasons. Save up to $4,000 on furnace and comfort systems with Four Seasons heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electric. Furnaces starting at $39 a month. Furnace AC combos, $57 a month.
Nice.
Call today and save $50 from your trusted local experts. Four Seasons has been serving Chicagoland for over 50 years. They are your trusted local experts. Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Visit fourseasonsheatingcooling.com for all of their special offers and money-saving coupons. That's fourseasonsheatingcooling.com, because when winter arrives, the Night King is lurking for all the right reasons. Dave!
Call 866-4 Seasons.
Today. We're back. CHGO Bulls post-game, rolling along on Monday night. Peck, Big Dave, Joey C on the controls. Goat will join us momentarily. And you, our fellow Bulls fans, hanging out in that chat. Hit the like button if you didn't do it during the ad break. Just to kind of put a button on what we were talking about with Modest and his progression and maybe a recent mini slump and fighting through some things. South MU in the chat. I just hope Buzelis' ceiling isn't another one of these soft, tall wings that just shoots threes all night. He needs to get in the weight room and get in that paint. We know, for one, that Modest did already add a modest amount of muscle to his frame this offseason.
He did.
You can tell he looks bigger, and you feel him trying to be a more physical presence, attacking in certain situations.
Yes.
The soft, tall wing thing, dude, don't you put that evil on me.
Yeah. No,
right?
I don't see that from him.
Don't you put that evil on me.
I don't get that from him. He's not camping out shooting threes, bro. Like, it's just not his thing. He's trying to get to the paint.
Yeah.
He's trying to get in there and score. Now, sometimes I don't think he goes aggressively enough sometimes, but he's always trying to get in there and score.
And look, maybe a fair thing to bring up as Bulls fans who remember not that long ago in year one of the Billy Donovan era, Lauri Markkanen turned into a dude who stood in the corner and shot threes. Maybe some of that was the fact that Zach LaVine was saying, I'm the best bucket getter on this team. This is my team. Go stand over there, Lowry.
He said, okay.
But so like there is some justification in that fear, I think. But right now with Modest, don't you put that evil on me.
That on him.
No, he's going to be bigger and better than that.
Speaking of
I heard a jingle, Joey. Do we have a goat?
That's where he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Joining us on that Goat Talk hotline, which is, of course, presented by Michelob Ultra, the delicious taste of victory deserves something equally superior. Cheer on your team with Michelob Ultra as you listen to Will the Go Gottlieb joining us from the bowels of the UC. Man, Goat, Quaff is looking good. Would have been such an amazing team win for the Bulls to get. Down Kobe, down Collins, and then, of course, on top of that, no Josh Giddey tonight. Trey Jones, Io, and the whole Huerter, the whole crew came this close to what would have been a really impressive team win, but Wemby abducted them in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I was anticipating them really struggling to generate offense tonight. Obviously, we know how important Giddey and Kobe are to just their scoring, but they're also just in the paint. every single possession. And that's really the source of how the Bulls are able to generate good looks, be it, those guys taking shots at the rim or getting fouled, or, attacking the paint and then spraying it out shooters. Those guys either hitting shots or attacking a closeout, and now you're playing against a defense that's in rotation. I figure, okay, you take Giddey and Kobe out of the rotation. You've got Trey Jones and Kevin Huerter, who I think did a really good job. But there's not a lot of depth beyond that. I thought Io stepped up and played a great game. And you've got Wemby down there, who's just going to take away everything at the rim. And to their credit, they really were not afraid of him in the sense that they just, passed the ball around the shell and didn't really attack the paint. They were down there. I asked Billy about after the game. He's like, we lived down there. Kevin Huerter said the same thing. I think that's a testament to the Bulls kind of playing with this ingrained sense of they need to get down there. That's how they're going to create. And so I thought they did a really good job. It did feel like they, maybe turned down or didn't take some shots that might have been available because they heard the footsteps, or they saw just him rotating. The amount of space that guy can cover. He was at the block on the weak side, and then the ball would get thrown to the weak side corner, and he'd be there in one step, and he'd be contesting the shot, or you just couldn't take it. So with how threatening of a defensive anchor he is, I thought they did a really good job, and they had a chance to win. It was just some incredible stuff from Wemby at the end there. The transition three, the pull-up three in Vucevic's face. That's just insane stuff. Vucevic said, I don't even know if he saw me. And that was wow. Vucevic is 6'11", and this guy's just a half a foot taller than him. So really just impressive to watch. Incredible game, as Dave, as you always like to say. It's fun to watch greatness, and it was to see him. So that was really cool, but just an unfortunate loss because I do think they had a chance to put it away.
Yeah, two things go. Yeah, one, it's so much fun to watch greatness. And, of course, I was yelling and screaming about Wembanyama the first three quarters. I'm sure you can assume what I was yelling. And then in that fourth quarter, he absolutely did what I wanted him to do in that fourth quarter. What was it like for you watching Wembanyama up close? And also, what do you make of Jalen Smith for another game, not being in there in that fourth quarter where it seemed like on the outside looking in that he deserved some minutes in that fourth quarter, especially in the closing time?
Jalen was in there in the fourth quarter, I thought. I think he basically was taking Modest's minutes there down the end when they were going with the double big with Cornette and Wemby, the French vanilla lineup. So I think we did see a lot of him. He's just getting shots up, man. Jalen Smith, he shoots it. He's kind of he has the same shot-ready mentality that Jevon Carter has. He's just going to get a shot up. But I thought he made some nice passes, too. He was aggressive. He was not afraid of Wemby at all. He was going right at him.
Yeah.
Got a shot blocked a couple of times and went back at him. So you respect that. And I think it was good to have that. You remember last year, they were kind of timid around Wemby, and then at the very end of the game, the floodgates open and Kobe punched one on him. It's that's the kind of stuff that you have to do so that you can just realize that he's a human. And you don't have to be totally afraid of him. I really do think that the Bulls were not afraid of him. I think they, to their credit, like I said, were aggressive in attacking him and trying to get in the paint. But he's so good down there. It's there's only so much you can do. But I thought Jalen played another good game. I like the consistency. I like seeing him put those kind of games together. He's been great for a couple of games now, and they really need that. They need the floor spacing ability and the rim protection from that big spot. They need somebody who's going to be able to trail the plays, but also be back on the other side and protect the rim. So I like what I saw from him. I think the double big lineup, this is the kind of game where you can see it working just because you're playing against two bigs that also stretch the floor. But yeah, I think it's a good segue into the Modest discussion that you guys were having just before I came on too, which was I don't think Modest had a great game. I don't think he played terribly. I'm kind of surprised to hear people feeling upset with him. He had 15 points in 25 minutes. 3 of his 9 shots came from beyond the arc only. You'd like to see him get to the foul line. He did that 4 times. I don't think that he was great today by any stretch. But 15 and 5 with a block and a steal, only 1 turnover. I don't think that was a terrible game from him by any stretch. I will say that I agree with you though, Dave. He needs to be more aggressive getting to the basket. I think we've seen the last couple of games now where he's trying to put his handle on display. And he's got it. I think there's the foundation is there, but sometimes you're seeing him turn over. It's not sometimes with Patrick where he'll just dribble the ball off his foot or something. It's Modest is trying to do a move and it doesn't work out for him and he loses his handle. I think he'll get better at that. And I think in a couple years time, he'll be really creating some impressive plays off the dribble and probably in isolation a lot more. Right now he's kind of trying to attack advantages already. But it's going to take some time. I'm not disappointed with this game from Modest. It can always be better, and I think Modest would be the first to tell you that. But I don't feel like he's standing in the corner. I feel like he's very much involved in the offense. I feel like he's attacking the rim. And it's going to waver a little bit at times, but I think generally speaking, like the majority of what we're seeing has been good. It's been him playing to the Bulls style. It's been him being aggressive in the flow of the offense. Sometimes he's doing a little bit too much. Sometimes he's not doing quite enough. But that's the learning process. That's a young player trying to find his way in this league in an offense that's built with him in mind, but not built around him.
Goat, I usually wouldn't harp on it, but just because so many people in our chat tonight are talking about it, and it's Billy, and it's a late game that they end up losing, and it's rotations, and Jalen Smith specifically. So I just went to check on the play-by-play. Jalen subbed out, Vooch subbed in at like the 7.5 minute mark of the fourth after Jalen was doing some good things early in the fourth. Then Jalen came back in with just over 2 minutes to play, telling Isaac Okoro to grab a seat. And then basically played the final 2 minutes, other than when he got subbed out for Pat with 6 seconds on the clock, and the Bulls, the game's dead. They're just drawing out the final strings. Right. We've talked about Billy riding hot hands, and then we've also talked about this team trying to win by committee, greater than the sum of their parts. When that is the case, do you see Billy Donovan as the type of coach, or do you think he should be amenable to being the type of coach who could say, hey, Vooch, you know what? Chill. Jalen's playing pretty well right now. Instead of checking you back in at your normal time, I'm going to let Jalen Smith see what he can do against Wemby and ride this fourth quarter with Jalen Smith out there.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they were playing out there together. You're going against two bigs. I feel like you kind of either need to match that or go small and counter it. I don't have a problem with the way that he played that. I mean, the other thing is, like, you can't play. I mean, Jalen, like, played for a chunk in the third quarter and then played through the third quarter into the fourth quarter, and then Vooch came back in. You can't have him play from like 4 minutes in the third quarter the entire game. Like that's just not, especially with how the Bulls play. Like all these guys are playing shorter stints. It's not something where you can just have an extended run like that for. I mean, Billy said like a lot of these guys aren't even going to be able. A lot of these guys aren't even going to be able to play 10 minutes in a row, let alone 12 or 14, which is what some stars typically do on other teams. So I think that's part of it. I do think Billy's flexible. He's been flexible with the lineup today. He closed with Jalen Smith and Vooch out there together. That's not really a concern of mine at all. I would say for me, the bigger thing was just like, how do they play to their style without depth? Because you're missing your starting backcourt, and now you've got to shift your reserves into the starting unit. And luckily they did have Io back there, and you got some good contributions from everybody else. But I think oftentimes Billy is going with what he sees as the best in that moment. And I think when Vooch is out there, even if you don't think Vooch is playing well, it's probably because Vooch is doing something that Billy values. And I feel like at this point, I know enough to know that I don't know everything when it comes to evaluating what I'm seeing out there, and I give Billy the benefit of the doubt on that stuff.
We saw at halftime Casey Johnson talking to Zach Collins about his injury, when he'd be back. Obviously, Josh Giddey was out tonight. We have some news on Kobe. Any other updates as far as those injuries are concerned, or any tidbits about that?
Well, you can go check out our instant reactions story from after the game if you want to hear more about Kobe. But just to give you the cliff notes, he practiced with Windy City today. They were up at the Advocate practicing. Went through practice with them, did some scrimmaging. Everything came out good. I think they're waiting to see how he responds overnight and into tomorrow before they evaluate him again. But the plan is as it was last week, which is that he's going to, after this Pistons game on Wednesday, he's going to rejoin the team. We've got 3 days of practice, and he's going to go through it. And if there are no setbacks, if there are no complications, the goal is for him to get out onto the floor for the first time this season at some point on this next 5 and 7. So I'm not sure it will be like in that first game on Sunday or even the next game on Monday. But I think at some point next week he will play. I would imagine that there would be a pretty strict minutes limit on him. Really, like keeping him healthy is like the key right now. I'm not even sure he's going to start. Like they may play him off the bench so that they can close him. I know Billy in the past has done that where he's kind of tried to, what he says, shorten the game for somebody. So they'll come in with like 6 minutes and then they've got 42 minutes to play their 24 instead of 48. So I think all that stuff is going to be on the table, but it sounds like he's trending towards a return. And Giddey surprisingly does not seem like that ankle was as bad as I thought it was going to be. Sounded like he was maybe questionable today. I know he was designated as questionable, but did not really experience much swelling or anything. So he may sit out another game against Detroit, but I think he'll be back shortly after that if he even misses that game.
One more question. Were you able to get to Joakim Noah and stuff Matt's cell phone number into his pocket?
I didn't even see where their suite was. Normally I can like find they like show them on the Jumbotron and they say, you know, welcome to the United Center, whatever. And I usually like we're sitting close enough that I can like look around the building and see which suite he's in. I couldn't even see him. So he's incognito mode. Craig Robinson was also here. That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
didn't get to see him either, but I think he was on the floor. So yeah, Madhouse was Celebrity Road tonight.
Nice.
Your take on the 3-game losing streak, Goat, where the Bulls lose a winnable game in the fourth to a team that has a superstar and the Bulls don't. Any thoughts?
Yeah,
on
I mean, that's kind of the commentary around the media room, at least. And I know Billy's getting, I don't want to say he is getting tired of it, but it seems like at least we're tired of asking the question of like, is that the difference in these games? It's just like, it is what it is. Like the other teams have a star and the Bulls don't. And those guys are able to make plays. Like Wemby was incredible tonight. He made 1 back-to-back threes to go from down 3 to up 3 in like 20 seconds. I mean, it was incredible. You saw that with Donovan Mitchell going off in the fourth quarter. You saw it with Giannis putting up 42 or whatever it was. That's life in the NBA. Like there's great players on all those teams, and the Bulls just don't have it that way. So they are looking for other ways to compensate for that. And I think that their mentality about that is that we're going to have to do it collectively. We're going to have to be able to do it through our style of play and our pace. And they've been competitive in these games. That just, you know, and I don't think any of us would have said that they're going to go 6-4 to start their first 10. So I don't think things are going poorly. I think it just kind of is what it is. Like this is what we've been talking about since our show started, right? Like the Bulls don't have a star and they don't really have a path to get one. So now they're playing a different game. They're playing a game without a star, and sometimes that's going to work 6 out of 10. If that works 6 out of 10 times, I think people will be happy with that. It just so happens that they've lost 3 in a row now. And that seems to be sort of the prevailing narrative. It is what it is in the NBA. Like the star players are the ones that win the championships. The star players are the ones that, you know, have their name written in stone in the playoffs. The Bulls are trying to like upend that paradigm. I don't think they're going to win a championship this year, but they're playing fun basketball. I think we're all enjoying the product a lot more. And that does count for something, but it also doesn't mean that they're any closer to finding that star player.
Well, to end on a high note, Goat, whose finishes around the rim, dealing with Wemby, dealing with Cornette, dealing with all of the length that this Spurs team has, whose finishes around the rim tonight impressed you more, Trey Jones or Ayo Dosunmu? Because they both had some crafty freaking finishes evading those guys.
Good question.
Yeah, there was one that Trey had in I think it was the first or second quarter where he kind of like floated it up, and I was just like, there's no way this is not getting blocked. He's so crafty. It's incredible that he's able to finish, I mean, at all, let alone around Wemby. Probably had a little extra practice going against him in Spurs practice the last couple of years. Ayo too, like he's obviously, I think, a little bit bigger and has the ability to play above the rim a little bit more than Trey, but he's a below the rim finisher because he's so fast. He goes off the wrong foot and he's just like able to get it off the backboard really quickly, but so crafty and uses more of his speed to beat guys as opposed to like, you know, fooling them or like deking them out with different moves. Trey's just like so crafty. I mean, he's probably always been like one of the smallest kids in his grade growing up, but he's just had to find ways to be effective. And the fact that he's still doing it is pretty crazy.
That it is indeed. Go. We appreciate the time. Bulls Nation, read his stuff, allchgo.com. Instant reactions up now, available for all, free for all. But you should become a CHGO diehard so you can read all of Goat's stuff. Buddy, get home safe. We will talk to you tomorrow.
I will see you guys then.
Yes, sir.
Man.
Go look like he's starring in season 4 of True Detective, man. That shadow and that cough is working.
How does he get the flip like that?
Yeah,
My
hey,
goodness.
man. You know, it's the skill, man.
Some of us just put a hat on and don't, you know.
You looking nice. I can see when you got tapered up and everything.
A little bit.
little something.
But there's no point in even trying when Goat's on your team. I am happily the schlub of the bunch.
Come on, man. The mustache, brother. None of us have that. None of us have got the stash.
The stash did get a compliment from my PT lady today.
You see what I'm saying? Hey, come on now. Come on now.
She was like,
Digging the
as
stash.
I was walking out, she was like, by the way, great stash. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, thank you.
Yeah, don't think of very much.
I grew it myself.
November's own.
Yeah.
Matthew Peck.
Yeah, and she was like, "Oh, Movember, right?" And I was like, "Not particularly."
No, I live
It was
this.
like,
yeah. It's my lifestyle. They stole that from me.
Although, shout out to our guy Mario from CHGO Blackhawks.
my God.
He is doing Movember this year, and he is rocking a great one.
His stash. I mean,
It is.
You want to talk about a completely different looking human being?
Man, it's good.
It is outstanding.
Did you guys see that he raised over $400, or someone made a donation of over $400 to Movember to mental health, men's awareness, and so he wore his rec league hockey pads,
his hockey pads,
for the entire show as a promise if someone donated that amount. So
I saw a
Wow,
picture
man.
of it on Twitter
Mario's
this morning.
That's awesome.
He must have been sweating buckets.
Oh,
Cramped
man.
into Studio B,
Yeah.
doing Blackhawks postgame, wearing hockey pads.
Couldn't wait for the ad break.
Oh my goodness!
Man.
I think you mentioned him earlier. We were just talking about how Jalen Smith did sub back in with 2 minutes to go in the fourth, taking Isaac Okoro out.
Yeah.
Dave, Isaac was a pair of free throws away from being Isaac no scoro again tonight.
no. You know what? I felt like he was going to have that kind of game tonight. Like
It's gonna be a little bit of a seesaw.
Yeah, bro, because what he likes to do is more of an inside kind of thing. And he's also that tough, defender on your best guy. It's kind of hard to defend Stephon Castle, you know what I mean, with that kind of speed and things like he does. So I didn't expect him to do it like that. But, man, dog, like, it was tough. But I think he'll come back next game and have a really solid game. I really do think that, man. But, yeah, it was a tough game for him. But guys like Trey Jones showed the heck up.
early on this season, he is one of several Bulls that if the corner three isn't dropping, the offense just looks a little bit different, or their game just works a little bit different. Okoro is
and then
not the exception to that.
The only other way he's going to score is trying to get to the bucket, and there's an alien in the lane, so it's going to be a little more difficult to get to the bucket. And the Packers lost. Also,
let's go.
Gentlemen,
let's go.
That to you.
You know who has more wins than the Green Bay Packers?
Who that is?
The Bulls. You know who else has more wins than the Green Bay Packers?
Who that is?
The Bears. Let's freaking go.
Yes.
Hey. Every cloud has its silver lining.
You better believe
That's
it,
a tough
baby.
man. That is a great silver lining to tonight. Screw the Packers always.
Always.
I don't
and
care
forever.
what sport I was watching tonight. I was watching basketball.
Yeah.
I was during the first half, of course, keeping one eye on Packers Eagles.
Oh,
because I am a true Bears fan sicko.
Yes.
Who loves rooting for Packers L's.
Yeah.
But what would you have rather had tonight if you could only have one? A Packers L or a Bulls W? Because I would have rather had this Bulls W tonight.
I was
Because
going
it
to
would
say
have been
Bulls
such
W.
again, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse. It would have been such a good team win.
Yeah.
And it was right there.
I'm going to always want my team to win.
Yeah.
All the time and forever. But if I can get that and the Packers hey, daily
Maybe
double.
we're getting close. I thought for a second that the Bears were going to choke that yesterday. And I was like, oh well, the Blackhawks won, so we
Yes.
can't have two wins on the same day.
Correct.
We had Bulls Bears last Sunday.
Yeah.
Bears won, Bulls didn't.
Yes.
Hawks managed to pull it off though.
They did.
So
they got it on there, baby.
we got it on there. Joey, we got a little locker room action.
Bears.
All right, Kevin Huerter. This is Bulls 23-point man, Kevin Huerter, in the locker room after the loss. Take it away, Joe.
Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, a little frustrating. Just like you said, we put ourselves in a position to win, and last couple minutes just not able to get it done. And a lot of that is good players on the team just making plays, and Wemby making 2 threes overhand. And a lot of ways, for as much as he can do on the court, you got to live with some of that, and got to be better on the offensive side of the ball. But just good players make good plays, but we got to figure out a way to close these out.
How much do you guys feel him like as a deterrent down there? I think he did a good job of like trying to challenge and get into the paint, but how much do you feel his presence when you're trying to score?
Yeah, I mean, he's 7'5", so you feel it a lot. I thought we did a good job like working the ball. I thought we lived in their paint. Like, we were getting in their paint all night. And he was coming over and helping, which opened up second side. So I thought, for really most of the night, we were moving the ball and we were getting good looks. And he's going to be in the paint. He's big. He's going to deter shots. You got to kind of try to work the possession. And for the most part, I thought we did.
Get good shots, work the possession. For the most part, Huerter thought they did. PT Soren in the chat saying Huerter was great tonight. Yuta saying, yeah, he was. That one quick trigger three he had when the Bulls were down.
Yeah.
It was after the other Wemby three.
Right,
It was,
right.
What, 117, 114 Spurs?
Right.
And the Bulls got the ball. I think it was under shot clock, but there were like 20, 21 seconds.
Plenty of time.
Buckets of time.
Yeah.
And then Huerter had that quick draw three. It didn't even really look like he had a good.
Yeah, he
it
wasn't
wasn't like
centered.
in his shooting pocket.
Right.
It wasn't in rhythm. It wasn't fluid.
Yes.
And so, like, credit to Huerter for talking about the right things. Keeping the ball moving, getting the looks for everybody, and like credit to him and credit to everybody. I saw a lot of crooked numbers in the assist column for the Bulls starters and the Bulls bench. The Bulls had 29 team assists on 41 made field goals tonight. That is great efficiency as far as getting good looks from passing the ball around. But that one choice of a shot that Huerter had changed it from being a great Huerter game to it was a good Huerter game.
Yeah. I just got a fresh Wemby stat. Would you like to hear it?
A fresh, sure.
All right.
Twist the knife.
He is the first NBA player to record a game of 35-plus points, 10-plus rebounds, 5-plus assists, 5-plus blocks, and 5 three-pointers made. The first player in NBA history to do that.
Meh.
Yeah.
Wow.
No,
Whatever.
I mean, somebody was going to do it eventually,
Aliens.
You
whatever.
know. I mean,
My God.
that is insanity. All right. And again, I still thought he could have had more. I still felt like he left points on the floor.
Truly.
I was like, nah, he could have had 45. He could have really had that. But he's phenomenal, man. Like, it's phenomenal to watch, and Will knows it, and I love watching greatness. And just sitting there watching him play, I'm just, oh my God, man. Like, that kind of greatness is great for the league and great for my sanity when playoff time comes. Because I get to watch him in the playoffs do these things, because they are now 8-2. And they're kind of rolling right now. And I believe their 2 losses were to the Lakers
Suns and Lakers.
Suns and
Lakers.
The Lakers, yes. Yeah. Those are their 2 losses.
And Lakers was a 2-point game.
Yeah,
I
that was a
believe.
close one.
Suns
right
was
there.
also close.
Yeah, man. So they're rolling along, man.
And they've beaten some scrubs too. Like
Sure.
I was looking as we were doing pregame. Like
Sure.
they've beaten up on some scrubs. And that's the other thing that in the Bulls' favor, had they held this on, another team in the quality wins column.
Yes.
It's like you beat Pistons on opening night and they shot atrociously, but it's like, okay, look at what the Pistons are doing now.
Yeah.
They are cooking and flying up the standings.
They woke 'em up.
Orlando, win number 2, playoff team from last year, also shot like utter dog crap. Thank you. But, they got a miracle win, heave from Desmond Bane at the buzzer.
They did.
Maybe they're turning things around, but still, you can put that in the quality win column because playoff team from last year.
Thank you.
Knicks, absolutely quality win column. Come back against that Sixers team, absolutely quality win column.
Yeah,
this
man.
Spurs one would have fit so beautifully. In the quality win column.
And honestly, Matt, it hypes it up so much more, though, for this next game against Detroit. Because Detroit is going to come out ready to play.
They feel like they
want
probably
this.
just let one go. Just blew that first game of the season.
Like, we didn't take y'all seriously kind of thing. So they're going to come out to give their best shot. And I know the Bulls want to give their best shot against them on Detroit's home floor. So, man, this should be a really fun game to watch, man. And Trey Jones.
Dude,
all right, I
yeah.
know we just said his name, but Trey Jones, man.
Huge.
My God, this young man balled out for the Chicago Bulls.
It's a shame that we don't have a Goon of the Night tonight because I absolutely would have nominated him.
Dude, it was going to be a tie between him and Jalen Smith.
Yeah.
It was going to be
Those
a tie.
were the two Gooniest
That's what I
goons
had
tonight.
it in my head.
Yeah.
That's how I had it in my head, man.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, great game from him, man. 20 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists and 2 steals, leading the league in steals right now is one young Trey Jones, and you saw why out there on the floor, but the scoring, crafty.
And a charge taken.
Yes, he did.
Wemby?
Yes, he did.
I ain't scared of you.
Nope. I'm going to take that
He
charge.
may be small, but he's mighty.
Mighty.
He also had a great steal when Kelton Johnson was trying to post him up.
He
And
said,
the
"No,
entry
sir."
pass, he was like, I might
Cuffed
be
it.
6'1", but I have a 61-inch
That's
vertical.
right. And he cuffed it.
Steal that ball, boom, started the transition the other way.
I remember.
God,
That
he
was
is,
great.
He is such a good crafty player
He is.
for what his limitations are physically.
Yeah.
How does he make some of those finishes around the basket, man?
He turns into his superpower, man. And he's just been awesome for the Bulls. And they needed every bit of that craftiness.
They did. As we head to maybe just a few minutes of OT, a reminder for those watching on our streaming services, if you want that bonus coverage tonight or anytime, just head to allchgo.com. Dave, speaking of the Wemby stat line,
Sure.
which, first time ever. That's crazy.
Ever.
What do you 38 and 12 and then 5s in a lot of columns?
Yeah, he ended up with 38 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 blocks, and how many threes? 6 threes. He was 6 of 9 from the three-point line. He was a plus 13. He was 10 of 10 from the free throw.
Wow. Credit to him. 10 of 10 at the line. That's
what
huge.
I'm talking about. Get to the line and get them easy points.
CHGO Bulls pregame picks. I believe I told y'all Wemby, 25 plus points. Mm-hmm. Easy.
Yeah.
Over 11.5 rebounds. He made me
Struggle.
sweat that.
That was a struggle.
He was slacking on the boards until the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
But he got it done.
He got it done.
By just 1 rebound, he got it done.
Hair of the chinny chin.
Oh, and then my other pick for tonight, Dosunmu over 11.5. How's 20? That's a 3 for 3 for night on my pregame picks.
Yes. And the 5.
I love money, but I love being right even more.
That's his T-shirt, ladies and gents.
Merch.
It's a long shirt.
I love money, but I love being right even more.
It could never be better than the shirt that's just a picture of me and Joakim.
Yeah.
That's the greatest shirt that will ever exist in the history of T-shirts.
Yeah, it's hard to argue. It's very hard to argue.
Any final thoughts, Dave? Any final thoughts, Joe, before we wrap it up?
I really just was very, again, I am very entertained by the Chicago Bulls this year, man.
They're fun to watch.
I really thought that they would be fun to watch. I said it a lot in the offseason that they would be fun to watch, and they are absolutely fun to watch in a different kind of way than I thought. Because I just thought it would be, fun playing around. We're going to lose, but, it'll be fun to watch. No, it's been fun, and they're getting these wins also. So the Bulls now, when they go into a game, I don't go in with the same ideology in my head of, oh, man, how are we going to lose this one tonight? No, now it's, we got a shot. Like the way we're playing, the way we're doing things, I'm trusting what the coaching is doing. I'm trusting what the bench is doing. I'm trusting what the starters and the stars are doing. So we got a chance to go in and win these games against these tough teams. And that's why I like the fact they're playing tough teams early and no puff teams early. Because I don't have to sit here and worry and wait and say, well, man, what are they going to look like against this team when they get to play them? No, we're already playing them. We're already doing it, and we're having more success than we are having shortcomings and failures this early on in the season.
Yeah, see, that's my T-shirt. All tough, no puff. That's what I wear all the time. No, look, you're right, and it's weird to say this out loud, but it was a night where the Bulls could have stolen one at home.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They've been undefeated at home. They played really well, and what did we learn, obviously, is that they're obviously not going to be at full strength when they don't have Giddey, when they don't have Kobe White. We totally get that. But two things I did learn as well is that they've overcome and erased double-digit deficits in the first half of games now multiple times over the last week. They've stayed in it. They keep fighting. As a Bulls fan, they're going to give you a full 48 every single time. And look, let's broaden it out for a second because I know tonight really sucks and they could have won. But when we walked into this year saying, oh, man, we're going to miss Kobe White for the first 13 games, we all sat around and said, what do you think the record's going to be? We went through the schedule and said, oh, man, this is going to be really tough.
Yeah.
And I don't think any of us through the first 13 saw 6 wins on there. I think we were like maybe 6 and 7 if they were 5 and 8. Kobe comes back. Let's see what happens. They're already at 6. They're 6 and 4 right now. They get a shot to take down Detroit one more time. So I understand that tonight's really disappointing, but still this is a strong start for the Chicago Bulls.
It is.
And it also showed them too as well that if Giddey doesn't play or if Kobe doesn't play, the Bulls do have a shot to win almost every single night they take the court. Yeah. And that's a lot that you can ask for from the entertainment value, and it's a good start right now for the Bulls.
It is.
That's true. Look, I think once we heard that news about Kobe, and I was like, he's probably missing the first dozen. You just said 13.
Sure.
And the update we got on Kobe from Billy today, as Goat was filling us in on some of that, so tonight is now 10 games down. Okay. We're 6 and 4, right?
All right.
Game 11 is Pistons Wednesday. We're not seeing Kobe in that game.
Right.
The very earliest, maybe, is after the Bulls have 3 days off, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, that start 5 games in 7 nights, Sunday, Utah, I believe, right?
Yes, that's right.
maybe we'll see him there. That would be game 12.
Yeah.
I'm guessing we won't see him in the first game of that 3-game trip out west where you got Utah, Denver, Portland.
I agree.
I said 3-9.
Yeah.
Once I figured Kobe would be out for the first dozen games, I was like 3-9, maybe 4-8.
Yeah.
Pessimist/realist. Credit to the Bulls, because even though that they've taken some tough losses here, Bucks, Cavs, Spurs, you had a chance to win all of these games.
That's true.
Maybe you can argue should have won 2 of the 3 of them.
You can argue it.
And, same time, nice positive spin there, Joey, because 6-4, I did not see 6-4.
It could be so much worse.
This
could be
much
way
worse, brother.
man.
So much worse. I will take 6-4. Absolutely. Every day I would take 6-4. Still in the hunt to do their thing. And, yeah, it just makes you excited, honestly, going into the next game.
And Chicago for Ian, for Nian.
Chicago-fornian?
Chicago-fornian.
Yes.
Californian?
Yes, in Chicago, yes.
Shout out. I used to be one of those. What streaming service is asking, by the way? I only watch y'all here or listen on Spotify. Well, shout out to you who
thank you
watch
for
on
that.
YouTube, and shout out to all of you who listen on Spotify every day. We haven't forgot about y'all.
At all.
I am a Spotify podcast listener myself.
Right
I
here,
love it the
ditto.
old-fashioned way. But Joey gave you the answer. We do stream on Roku TV, also Samsung TV. We are also on that little thing called Comcast Xfinity.
That's a
if you are
thing.
a Chicago cable user, we got our own Comcast channel, y'all.
We do.
Had it before somebody. Yeah, you can watch there too.
Yes, you can.
We are out for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow, 4:30 Central, with a live pod to continue breaking down what we saw tonight, and what we got on deck against the Spurs. Wednesday against the Pistons. I need to go to bed.
It's all right.
And maybe a little plus minus, maybe a little power rankings in the East.
Yes.
All that stuff. Any final shout out?
Well, I wanted to send a shout out and say rest in love to Lenny Wilkins.
Oh, man.
Passed away at the age of 88, man. Just an incredible person on and off the floor. So many firsts that is just really too many to name here, but not just to the game of basketball, but definitely also to black coaches as well. He was the first ever black head coach to win an NBA title, was Lenny Wilkins, man. He's in the Hall of Fame 3 times right now, 3 of those times, man. So him and Jerry West, I believe, are the only ones that have done that. But incredible, man. If you talk to anybody, and I'm sure all the things will start pouring in, the stories about him. But, yeah, man, off the floor and on the floor, Lenny Wilkins, amazing human.
Absolute legend. He is one of the small handful of coaches that I, as a kid watching and falling in love with the NBA, learned that's one of them coaches.
Yeah.
Like Lenny Wilkins. I heard his name all the time.
Right.
I saw him pacing up and down NBA sidelines when I was watching games when I was yay high.
Yeah.
Like I have always had admiration for Lenny
man.
Wilkins. That dude was a hell of a basketball coach.
Yeah, came in on Cleveland. That's how I knew him. Obviously, the Bulls in Cleveland, and he was coaching Cleveland. He coached Atlanta.
For sure.
Also as well. But, he's in the Hall of Fame as a player and a coach. Like, he was awesome, man.
Yes, R.I.P. to the great Lenny Wilkins. Follow Willie Go Gottlieb, Gottlieb for all of his reporting. Read his stuff, all CHGO.com. Become a diehard so you can read all of it and the very best of it. Follow Big Dave Bow, BAWL Sports. I'm Bulls_Peck. We are CHGO_Bulls. Shout out to our king of the controls, the one and only Joey C. We're back tomorrow, 4:30 Central Time, live. We will talk to you then. Have a great Monday night. See you right. Be good. Packers lost.
Love y'all. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.